Tales from the Podcast is brought to you by the following generous sponsorships.
The Happy Hour News Team. Check them out at www.happyhournewsteam.com.
TalesFromThePodcast.com, where you can pick up your copy of Tales of Shock and Terror #1. The Skewered Universe Podcast. And viewers like you.
How's it going, motherfuckers?
Sorry, I was on here talking to Chris D'Elia. Apparently, he wants me to do stuff.
Oh, yeah, right. So hopefully everyone's doing well. We got a pretty fun episode. It's going to be a little bit of a divided episode, but we're still going to be fun. So it'll be cool. Before we get too into everything, I definitely want to remind everybody to head over to talesfromthepodcast.com. You can get this comic book there, Tales of Shock and Terror. You can touch it. You can rub it, caress it. I really don't give a fuck what you do with it, but you can buy it there, and that's what's important, guys. So,
make sure you have it ready for your after dark entertainment.
Oh, yes. So before we get into our episode for tonight, which may I go ahead and say is probably one of the most iconic episodes, we got a guest to introduce. And our guest this week is Carissa. How is it going?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
It's all right. Not a problem. Even though you didn't watch the episode.
I was going to say I failed at my homework. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It could have been much, much worse.
It could have been a Leprechaun movie.
Fuck you, Ron. Those were good.
Whatever.
See, I totally agree.
I think he was talking about something else, but
they were mostly good. Mostly good.
I saw Alone in the Dark, the movie, so that's about it. And the game, I played the game, so.
Oh, well, you honestly missed out, because I will say that this is probably one of the I put in top 5 most iconic episodes of this show.
I thought it was Dancing in the Dark, and I thought Bruce Springsteen was going to show up. But...
Oh my god, that'd have been a fucking shit show.
Hey, now you leave the boss alone.
No. So before we go ahead and jump too much into this, Dave. All right, man.
I hope it's the one of the episodes I'm not here for.
I hope it is, because it is not what you think it is. And the episode he's talking about is the tale of Jake and the Leprechaun, which I should not know that offhand. Oh, dude, almost.
Okay.
See, I thought it was just a retelling of the old TV show Jake and the Fat Man, but
no.
I used to watch that when I was little.
I believe you.
And I was like, hey, I'm going to grow up to be the Fat Man. Oh, wait, I already am.
So, anyways, Carissa wanted to come on today because she has something going on pretty cool. She has a Kickstarter that she is running, and may I add, she does not need our help, guys. With her goal being met by almost double the amount right now. But I will say it is a very, very cool looking book. I honestly think it's probably one of the cooler ones that I've got to see in a while. And the Kickstarter is running for it right now, which I'm actually posting a link for it. So everyone can go ahead and take a look at that if you would like to.
It gave off Mage vibes for me, if anybody remembers the book Mage.
I did not know that one.
No.
I will say, as good as it is to follow the link, if anyone forgets the link, if you search Worthy Chaos, we're the only thing that pops up. So,
well, there you go. I mean, that probably makes it a little bit easier for people.
Yeah.
Now, this comic book, you're actually running the Kickstarter for issues 1 through 9 in here.
Yeah. So it's 9's the new one, but I always have all of them available, and we always have issue 1 as an option. So if you just want to buy $5 PDF for issue 1, you can. If you want to buy $10 printed one, you can. So a lot of people make you buy the catch up, but if you want to buy issue 1 or 2, you could just buy issue 1 tier and then pick up 2 in the add-ons. And a lot of people like 2 because it's Anubis's first episode, so a lot of people like that one. So.
Well, I mean, that's very understandable. Every time I see the whole Egyptian kind of thing, I mean, I kind of get, man, makes me really wish I wouldn't have got rid of all that Moon Knight.
I love Moon Knight.
I do too, but right before the show came out and got big, I had the entire run. And I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to sell Moon Knight. And I made a good amount of money on it, but it was just one of those things where it's like, those books are so fucking good. But we're not here to talk about Moon Knight, guys. So
that's a good one too. But I will say, so I started about just a little over a year ago. But the series is written. Series 1 is complete at 45 issues, so it's kind of an ongoing series. There is a series 2 that's already written, that's 30 issues, and there's a series 3 that's been started, and that's 10 issues in, and then there's a prequel that's about 15 issues. So there's a lot written, and we're still writing. I will say what makes it a little bit more unique is that we wrote this while role playing. It wasn't intentional to make a comic book. We just kind of got a little carried away while role playing, and suddenly we had 13 novels written. So we're like, we should do something with this. But the characters are written by 2 different people. So I write the story and I write everything Serafina, but I never write for Draven. So Draven's thoughts and speech are all my co-writers. And so you have these 2 unique personalities, and Serafina, the angel descendant's like me, who talks nonstop and barely thinks. And then you have Draven that barely talks and thinks all the time. So you could tell who wrote who. And we're a little bit weirder because we released every other month, and they're already printed up to, I think I have 10 here, but I ordered 11 and 12 already. And 14 is 10 pages in being inked, so we're slightly far ahead. So you get your comic within about 5 days of the Kickstarter ending, and nice. We have one 4 weeks later. We have a new one. So yeah, and we have a hardcover, which is pretty popular. It's 222 pages, the first 7 issues, and it's only $39. So all color, all everything. So
well, that's pretty cool. I mean, not a lot of people get the opportunity to have everything pre-printed out like that.
Well, if you don't mind going into debt, you can do it too.
There's the key, though.
Yeah, everyone's like, I'm so jealous, and I was like, nah, if you want a credit card debt, you can do it too.
Right. Hey, Sean, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, Sean?
So
Greetings.
I am going to continuously post these throughout the day on here, so people get a chance to actually check this out. So, and Sean, he's a pretty big supporter of all kind of indie comics, indie movies, anything like that. So this might be something that might actually appeal to Sean. So I sent that over to him.
Why, thank you.
And I sent you those other things that you asked for too, Sean. So hopefully you got all that, and hopefully you like that.
Yes, he got you your cocaine and dildos.
Fuck yeah! Gonna have a party tonight, guys.
Go together.
That's right.
I mean, they only go together. There's no other way to do it. So, obviously, you kind of basically went through almost everything that you have in here, but you also have some pretty cool goodies that are going on in this Kickstarter as well. That, I mean, some things I'm not gonna lie, I've seen before. I've seen people do like the plushies and stuff like that. But one of the cool things that I actually notice about yours is that you don't get to see too much are your the minis that you have, which are pretty cool. Which the little mini figures.
These are our 3 main characters, and I have Anubis here. So yeah, these are our little 3 Legos, 4 Legos. Yeah.
Now, the question: are those Are those Mega Blocks or Legos?
You can ease into it, Sean.
These are Legos. I have no idea. I custom did the Legos ones, but the Anubis, I'm not sure. I bought them wholesale, and I doubt they're Legos. So we'll go with the other one.
Does Anubis look like Beerus from Dragon Ball?
Anubis looks awesome. And also we printed the 3D staff. So the 3D staff is the one from our story. He holds it the other way. For some reason, this one was done wrong, but I do have new ones I should probably replace that with. These are all our own characters. This is our angel, Camiel, and this is Seraphina, the angel descendant, and Draven, the demon descendant. So
very, very cool.
Yeah.
And just to continue this other chat thing too, dildos were a big.
Just ease them in.
A beginner. I mean,
they come in multiple sizes, man. Don't be a wuss.
I mean, we set them up with what's called the American Challenge, and I forgot to tell them what that anal is. So
I thought it was the Texas Challenge, where everything is bigger in Texas.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
He was just one step below the whole hand. So
well, then somebody can use him as a puppet.
God damn it!
Is that a thing?
You'd be surprised.
I'm learning so much.
Somebody's gonna be on Google after the show. So so to continue this and keep checking into this too. You got some pins in here that are pretty cool. You got some medallion necklaces that look really, really cool as well. I mean, you got a lot of really cool things that are being put into this. I'm going to go ahead and just go off a crazy assumption here that, especially considering that a lot of this is pre-printed, that you definitely went into debt.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
this looks like second mortgage type stuff.
yeah. If I'm on your show in like a year and there's like a library behind me, I didn't keep the house, but for now, still here.
Right.
But
you didn't move into the storage unit yet.
Not yet. I mean, the plushies are handmade, so I only bought like 3 of them. One for me, one for my co-writer, and one for me to sell. But these were an investment because I had to buy 100 of them. And they have he has the removable 3D staff for those that want it. And so, but he's awesome. He's all embroidered and very, very cool.
He looks like Beerus from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, that's something I invested in, and then of course the hardcovers. I bought 500 of them before I even sold them.
Oh god, I gotta ask. How much did 500 hardcovers set you back?
And where did you get them printed? That you are?
Oh, I know where you can get them printed, but with getting those into shipping. Oh my god!
Thousand,
yeah. I was gonna say that has to be up there pretty big.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good. It was a pretty good price break because at $250, it was almost the same amount of money as buying 500 for the total. So I was like, I might as well do it. And I'm about to order book 2, so with the 5 issues. So we're gonna get that. But yeah, I don't like to sell things that I don't have in hand. I got to make sure the quality is good, and I don't like people to wait. That's why I end my Kickstarters on a Thursday because I have Fridays off, so I ship out Friday and Saturday. And yeah, I don't like people to have to wait. I'm impatient, so I just assume everyone else is impatient. Plus, I have a Kickstarter 4 weeks later, so people have to have their issues.
Oh
so
my God. That's almost has to be an exhausting thing. Just on its own, having a Kickstarter going every basically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing 7 this year, I think.
So you're basically consistently on the podcast train, if you will.
I did 155 podcasts last year.
Oh wow!
Some were repeated, but it was 155 shows. And those were only the ones that were planned. There was a couple of impromptu. They'll call me up and be like, "I have no guests. Come on." I was like, "Okay." But yeah, I've done a lot of shows. It's the best way for me to get out there. So I always appreciate you guys letting us me on, or guys like you, or the only way I've gotten out there. I mean, I've had people come to me that have been doing this for 7 years, and they're like, "How the hell do you have?" I mean, my Kickstarter has been up for 4 days, and it's done. It did better last campaign. I think because the last campaign I skipped December, so like they had an extra time to save up some money. I don't know, but the last one it was like $3,000 in like 5 days. But yeah. So the last one was my biggest one, but yeah, I mean, it brings me pretty good. They always ask me, how do I do it? And I'm just like, I go on shows nonstop. You guys don't do any shows. I do between 25 and 42 podcasts per campaign. So, and they don't do any. So I'm just like, that's why you don't do as many. I mean,
right. You gotta get out there and promote. That's for sure.
Have you ever given any thought to maybe like pitching it to a bigger publisher so you can stop having to incur that cost? Not like a Marvel or DC because they'll own your shit outright, but I'm talking like maybe like a Dynamite or a Boom or something.
So at first I tried and I sent it to a couple and they all came back and said they refused to read the proposal because the first line says that there's 45 issues in the thing. And even though I had already 3 printed at that point, they don't do stories over 3. Which got us in a fight because I was like, that makes no sense. I'm like, well, only 65% read the second one, and even less to read the third one. I said, well, then you have the wrong stories. I was like, that kind of, so yeah, I said, I'll just do it on my own. So I'm just doing it on my own.
Well, I mean, that really doesn't make any sense because, like, let's just think about it for a second. Like, how many issues of Superman are there, Ron?
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
There's 1,063 issues of Action Comics.
But what doesn't make any sense is that they don't pay anything. Like they just have to, distribute it. They're not paying me. Like it's just like I'm making that. What do you care how many I got?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just doing it myself. My artist, this is his first paid job. Well, now it's his like 15th paid job. But he quit his job to do it. So I just let him do his thing. He does one whole issue a month, pencil inked. So
wow.
Yep. Every month we get a new one. So we're in the middle of 14. My colorist colors right behind him, and my letterer colors right behind him. So we have like this, conveyor belt of issues out.
That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool.
I commend the drive.
Do you offer health insurance?
No, but they're making more than me, so I think they're fine. And it's so funny because I don't think my colorist is into it. Well, he just started. We got a new colorist for this one, but the letterer called me up. He's in Australia. Called me up and started yelling at me that he hates that after like 12 years of doing it, it's the first time he's gotten invested in the characters, and now he's like mad because he's like, I want to see the next issue. I was like, you have it before anybody else. I can't do more. And then my artist, who right away was addicted to the story, or maybe the paycheck, but whatever. But he's really into the story. He's not just a paid artist; he's part of the team. But he went away for a month, and my husband's like, "Don't bother him, don't message him." I was like, "I wasn't going to." Probably was, but whatever. So 2 weeks in, he wrote to me and said, I miss drawing this story so much. And I was like, well, get the hell home. So then it was like a countdown. He'd be like 10 more days. So fortunately he likes the story. I think by issue 3, he said flat out, I know these characters now. And I feel like I know what they're going to, their next action. And he's really good at it. And it's so funny because we'll go through like 4 issues with me not even like needing a correction. And then one page will need like 18,000 things. So it's just like a random. We called it the cursed page. It was like this one page had like constant errors, and you'd fix one, and something else would start or found or something. It was just like we did like 20 issues without any problems. What is with this one fucking page? But it is what it is.
Yeah, I get that. Trust me. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm very excited for you. I'm excited to see where this is actually going to go with everything. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the artwork is really, really cool. I'm actually interested in a lot of it too. I mean, it's a lot cooler than what I've expected. I mean, and then that's nothing, that's not a dig at you by any means, but like, I'll be honest, like I've had to turn people down before because some things are just like ridiculous.
No, I absolutely hear you. I will say there's two things about the story that if someone doesn't like it, they're not going to like it. One, there's a lot of cursing. my mom's review of it was, I finally read your story. Besides all the F words, it was pretty good. I was like, thanks, Mom. But the other thing is, it is extremely, especially I would say the first two issues are the worst, but they're extremely fast paced for the first two issues. I mean, I had a podcaster read it 20 minutes before, and he was complaining how fast paced it is. I was like, the chaos is literally in the name. The town is merging with hell. They're trapped in it with hellhounds, ghosts, zombies, vampires. Everything comes out the first two issues, and then it kind of evens out, but it never really stops. It's a lot of action. Mostly because we're role players. We have to entice the other person to write back, so it's almost all action. Right. We have really good character development, and we love our characters to death, and we put them through pure hell. But it's very action packed. It's a horror adventure more than anything, and it's a survival horror. We throw everything we can at them,
which fits in very well with what we all do over here. That's
exactly.
So it is a good fit. Now, I guess one other question I really have for you. I ended up reading your bio, and I'm noticing that you do a lot of this while also being dyslexic.
Yeah. When I first started role playing 17 years ago, I started with Claire Redfield was my character, and I started as a one-liner. That was it for 2 years. I think that's the most I got at, was one-liner at a time. And then it was para and multi-para. And then now I could do 6,000 words in one sitting. So I've gotten a little better.
So you basically did your first stint of role playing as Arnold Schwarzenegger? Just one-liners all the time.
Pretty much. I can't even fathom doing one-liners now. But yeah, it was just simple, text, goes and kicks some guy's ass or something, jumps up, kicks, and I don't even remember how to do it. I have them all saved.
Oh, I did not mean to click that.
Sure you did.
No, I'm sitting there deleting some stuff on the side, some old stuff while we were talking.
But yeah,
multitasking.
So I might go back and read those because I do have everything saved. But I obviously but a lot of times I don't stop and edit it. I write the whole entire book, and then I just edit it when I convert to the scripts. So I have I think we've passed, I have the number somewhere. I think it's 1,000,000 words or whatever. So we passed the 1 million mark 6 months ago. So
jeez. Well, that's
well, we write I usually write a chapter 2 a week, and they're usually around 10,000 words depending. And the only reason why I don't write more is because I don't want to get too far ahead where my co-writer has to catch up. So what happens is I write a chapter in Serafina's point of view. I say what happens, I say where it's going, and then I send it to my co-writer, and my co-writer writes it back in Draven's point of view. He answers anything my character said, he talks to my character, and I get the thoughts and speech of the character. Hello. So we each complete a chapter. So usually we're doing 4 different books at one time, 4 different chapters, because we'll think of an idea, jump to it, and then we'll just connect them later. So we're a tiny bit obsessed. Did I say that?
Yeah, you have to be when you're writing that much.
Yeah.
I get it though. It's very understandable. Well, yeah. I guess I definitely want everyone to check that out. And like I said, I've posted a link for it. So if you guys feel so inclined, you guys can go over, check out the Kickstarter, see what she has going on.
Backer 69, so go for that.
All right, there you go. Nice. What a better way to promote it. Do you want to be backer 69? Sean, you don't need a dildo for that one.
Yeah.
Might help.
It might. You could use it.
Oh, it could.
But I don't want to say I was really intrigued by the artwork, and then when I saw the Egyptian iconography, Anubis, and the Ankh and the staff and all that, I was like, oh, okay. Because as a kid, I was really interested in all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is probably right up my alley. So I think I'm gonna have to.
Anubis turns out to be such an amazing character. I did not expect him to be as loved as he was, and as soon as I saw him drawn out, I was like, you're gonna kick ass. And I mean, ever since issue 4, when he started playing fetch with a hellhound that just wandered up to him, that it's been like everyone's favorite since. So, and it wasn't even intentional, and it
Nice.
wasn't even in the book. I had this hellhound, and it got kicked out of the pack because the demon took over and beat up the leader. So the leader's on its own, and he just brought a stick to Anubis, and Anubis didn't know what to do with it, so he throws it, and the hellhound brings it back, and there you've got Anubis playing fetch with the hellhound. So, yeah,
There you go.
Vandre says
Yes, that is
anything
very
could be a
true.
dildo.
Yeah.
Brave enough.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong, but
yeah, definitely not wrong.
And there we
Oh.
go. There we go. Well, talking about how you said something about the Ankh, I'm gonna tie this back over, but here in a later season of the show, guys, we end up getting introduced to Gary's little brother. And there is an episode where he ends up stealing Gary's Ankh. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing, because I know it sure as fuck is an Egyptian, but it is another little tie-in that we get to talk about in a later episode. So
nice.
we do have to go ahead and start getting ready to get into the episode itself, though. But I definitely want to thank you, Carissa, for coming on. Hopefully you can
For sure.
make some time to come on again at some, I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, at this point, I guess you could do it once a month if you wanted to.
You can tell me what to watch, and I will do my homework.
I'm gonna hold you to it this time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Send it over, and you just tell me what my assignment is, and I will fakingly pretend I want to do it. No, I'm just kidding. I will love to do it, and I didn't have as much notice as I probably should have had, but I will get right on that. You tell me what you need. I can do this. So
all right.
Yeah.
You're fine. We'll have to definitely plan something out, and you got me on all sorts of different ways to contact me at this point. So feel free to get a hold of me anytime when you know something's going to be starting up, and we can go from there too. So
awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Nice to meet all you guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you later. Bye. So, guys.
Yes.
We got an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark to talk about.
I am.
Oh, yeah?
I'm afraid of the dark.
You are afraid of the dark.
I am.
Are you scared?
What
You
is
should
this?
be.
Are you?
Do you have
what is this?
bozophobia?
A Limp Bizkit concert? Are you doing the Undertaker's theme music?
Oh my god! I hope so.
Everything is
I
fucked.
mean,
and
should we
sucks.
just start rolling?
What?
What? Motherfucker!
We should keep rolling.
All right, guys.
Hey, come on.
So, anyways, we are going to be talking
move
about
in and move out.
Fuck you guys.
Hands up.
We are
Hands down. Tell me what you're gonna do now.
Wait. You forgot to back up. Back up.
Yeah, you got to back.
I can't walk backwards very well. I'll fall down.
God damn it.
Anyway.
All right. So we're going to be talking about the second episode now of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And this is the tale of Laughing in the Dark, which, like I've mentioned before, is probably one of the most iconic episodes of the show. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you get Zebo the Clown, which gets referenced basically the entire rest of the show. I mean, Zebo is basically Are You Afraid of the Dark's Bozo. So, and
as long as there's no Wizzo, because if you're from the Midwest and you remember Wizzo from the Bozo show, that motherfucker was a creepy dude.
Yeah.
All clowns are inherently creepy, okay?
All right. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this one now. So, goddamn. This episode was directed by the great Ron Oliver, and
I've heard that name before. Like he's done something with this series.
And then it was written by It's weird because it's almost like IMDb has been fixed to a point. So like Wikipedia has it listed as Chloe Brown as the writer, while IMDb has it as DJ McHale. But I believe I've said it already before, which both of them are the same. In fact, Chloe Brown is DJ McHale's cat, and this is their way of giving this is their way of giving women a role and making it look like they were represented more than they really were on TV by faking it and giving it a cat name. So
what a pussy.
Well,
yeah,
I'm hoping the cat was female as well.
I don't know. I
and
think
The cat's dead.
now.
Yeah.
That's why I said was.
So this is a Betty Ann story, and I guess to talk about some of the people in this episode, we got Aaron Tager coming back and not playing Dr. Vink.
No.
With the voo. He is playing Zebo as well as the carnival guy too. And then we also get Christian Tessier in this as well, which people might recognize him. He was in Battlefield Earth, Taking Lives, The Day After Tomorrow, Godzilla. For a lot of you old fucks out there like Ron, you probably remember him best from You Can't Do That on Television.
I honestly don't remember him from that show.
He did fucking 18 episodes.
That don't mean nothing. You know how often they just keep repeating shit over and over again in the early days of Nickelodeon?
Very.
Yeah.
We also get Daniel Feinstone as probably one of the fucking dumbest names ever you can get in a Tales from the Dark. Or are you
Tales
afraid
from
of
the Dark, huh?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Can we watch
episode?
Tales from the Dark Side instead?
So, hold on. All right. So check this out.
Tales
right?
from the backside.
Daniel John's not here, I don't think.
Daniel plays Ouija. And he ended up doing a little bit of acting after this. He ended up doing a TV movies that were titled For Better or For Worse. And he did quite a few of them. And a lot of voice work, which I never seen any of these movies. So to me, that's just...
You never saw his voice work?
No, I said these movies. No, I didn't see him.
Hear it, yeah.
But he was additional crew for two really cool movies that a lot of people don't really talk about too much anymore. Well, one of them's pretty cool. The other one's a piece of shit. So the one that's a piece of shit was he was did some additional crew work for the film Titanic. I say it's a piece of shit, but it's probably one of the most watched movies ever made. But one of them that I think that was actually really cool that he was in is actually one of Jack Black's earliest roles.
Shallow Hal?
No.
Oh.
The Never Ending Story 3, where Jack Black plays the bully.
And doesn't sing Britney Spears songs on
Not
TikTok?
Not yet. In this episode playing Kathy, we also got Tamar Kozlov.
Not to be confused with Vladimir
Kozlov. Yeah.
Right. But she's actually done quite a bit.
Yeah, she did look familiar.
So she was in Eight-Legged Freaks.
Never saw it.
Okay.
Not a big bug guy.
Saw it, but I don't remember her in it.
But the main thing that people might recognize her from, she did voice acting as well, and she ended up doing 88 episodes of Arthur, the kids show.
Wow.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I never really watched it.
I know Arthur, but I never watched it.
I was way past the age for Arthur when it was.
Yeah, so was I. But that right there basically wraps up our casting crew for this episode. So with that being said, we'll catch up on some comments before we continue.
I have a big stack of comics to catch up on.
Which, yes, you are correct there, David. And yeah, it is. And yes. Which there's actually a weird little thing there too, because the person who directed the Goosebumps episode of Say Cheese and Die is also Ron Oliver. And
what?
Hold on. There is more.
To what?
What?
Well, I mean, whatever you have near.
So the episode Say Cheese and Die ended up airing after Are You Afraid of the Dark did. Let me see the name of the episode. I forgot. So that episode I'm thinking of is it's all right. So there's an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark called The Tale of the Curious Camera, which has half of the same cast. It's the exact same story, and it's directed also by Ron Oliver, who ended up a few years later doing the Goosebump version of it, which is just it's an odd one. But it's just a weird little thing there. Now, who's doing the campfire sections?
That'd be me.
All right. So
am I doing now? You want me to do them all at once, or do you want me to like?
Oh, just fucking however you want to.
All right, I'll start it off, and then I'll finish it up, and you can do the middle part. We can be a sexy sandwich. So basically, it doesn't start off normally with them meeting at the campsite.
Do you mean a sexy sandwich?
There's plenty of sex in my sandwich book.
Which you can actually find over at roncoproductions.com.
Or yeah, there's the link. That's the digital copy. If you want the physical one, there's going to be a very short print run. We'll see how things are after the 27th of April when I have a signing. So
you should send little bottles of lube with your physical copy.
Okay. Anyway, so basically, it starts off with you see the as they call it, the spook house, and some kids are going through it. But then you come to find out that it's a clown story. So Blondie, little Miss Priss, gets all pissed off because it's a clown story, so she's gonna leave. And then Wish version Joe from Facts of Life is like, "Oh, Little Miss Perfect, doesn't it?" So she sits there.
They call it bosophobia.
Yeah, that asshole is sitting there with his fucking little stupid haircut that his mom gave him with a bowl in the kitchen.
It's Eric.
Sure, I don't know their names yet. And all I know is that the leader of the Midnight Society is the type of nerd that even I would have beaten up in high school.
Gary. Gary's a cool dude.
Okay, he's a weatherman. And so
that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then they get into then they get back into the story. There's not a whole lot of build up to it because they jump right into the story. And it's called The Tale of Laughing in the Dark. And then Bruce Springsteen shows up with Courtney Cox, and yeah, Courtney Cox, I love you on that show. Sorry. And then it leads back into the episode, which my esteemed colleague will pick up. Once I get an esteemed colleague.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, but I guess I'll take over.
Yeah.
So basically, as Ron mentioned, we are in the tale of Laughing in the Dark. So essentially what happens is our three main characters, Josh, Kathy, and the horribly named Ouija. I mean, fuck.
We say horribly named, but believe it or not, in 1992, that was the most common Canadian name.
What?
Look it up.
I need you to screen share the facts.
Yeah.
All right, I made it up.
All right. I was gonna say, because if that's true, I gotta have a talk with Colin.
It was it was from the Canadian Maple Syrup Board of Names and Moose Debauchery.
Yes. Don't legalize it.
So essentially, this story is it's a scary clown story. Just to surmise what's going to happen.
A scary clown ghost story.
All right, I'm sorry, guys. You wanted the facts. I got the facts. And the facts are better than what I made up. So I said, I Googled this. Is Ouija a real name? And here we go, guys. The name Ouija is an English mistranslation of Luigi's name due to the lack of the equivalent character for pronouncing the alphabet letter L in Japanese. So they are basically playing this off as a Japanese accent of them not being able to pronounce L's correctly.
And that's why you said English.
It says that right in the fucking thing.
Oh, like,
I will copy it right now, and I'll put it into our private chat so you guys can read it because you know damn well I did not type that fucking fast. But no, it says English. It is 100% what the fuck it says.
Good God.
It is racist as fucking hell.
I mean,
I can
who
imagine.
can't
I am.
who can't pronounce Luigi? Is it Khan Supanusum phone?
No, apparently it's the Japanese.
Yeah, he's Laotian.
So,
Mhm.
Those rules.
David, I think you might be wrong. In the episode, it's called
bozophobia.
Yeah. In the episode, it's called that, but the technical term is coulrophobia. As someone who suffers a mild form of that,
You pussy.
I understand.
I'm
Oh,
kidding.
it is not the I'm gonna get up from around the campfire with the Midnight Society and run away. It's if you get close enough to me, I will tear you to shreds kind of fear. My fight response kicks
So
in.
you haven't watched my movie Nightmare about the killer clown with an axe?
No,
Okay.
but I've watched both Fear of Clowns movies.
What about the song Fear of Trains? Have you heard that?
No.
No.
And despite having a fear of clowns, I will torture myself and look through pictures of old clowns, which is really fucking creepy if anyone wants to check that out. But anyway,
You know what really creeps me out is World War I gas masks.
oof. Yeah, I can
Those
see that.
are fucking disturbing as shit. There's that episode, there's a two-parter of Doctor Who with the gas masks, and I can't. Nope. Can't do it. Shut
I
up.
get it.
Don't laugh at me.
So after our opening, where we see it's taking place at a carnival, and we have the haunted house attraction or spook house, as they call it.
That's not
We have
racist.
Josh, Kathy, and Ouija there, kind of doing the typical kid thing. Like, I bet you're too scared to go in because it's said to be haunted. They do the typical kid thing of daring, and Josh says, "Well, I'll prove that it's not haunted. I'll go in there and I'm going to steal Zebo's nose." And they're like, "Bullshit! You won't go in."
I went in.
He goes in by himself. They said, "You need to go in alone and do this." He
Alone?
was like, "Sure, I'll do it alone, whatever." He
Is
got
that
a
like
bank
a-
loan to do it.
Is that like Aaron?
He got a loan, very good APR, low interest, so he's not going to be in crippling debt later on. No, they said you got to go in by yourself and do this and steal Zebo's nose to prove you did it. It's like, all right. So he goes in, he's walking through, and this funhouse has a fucking dragon that spits fire.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking crazy.
Just wait till we get a little bit later into the description of the episode because that's where I lose my fucking mind.
So,
Oh my god! Hey, we will be talking about that, but we'll go ahead and continue that real quick. I got my dog messing with the door. I gotta go and let her
yeah,
out.
no problem. I'll continue.
So, I'll be right back. You guys just take care of this.
So as Josh is making his way through the house, we see all the typical.
Now that he's gone, can we talk
things.
about something better?
I want to finish the synopsis, damn it.
Okay, all right, okay.
Josh makes his way through. We see the typical, carnival haunted house fair, the headless guy moving, all these animatronics, a vampire, whatever.
Rob
When he gets to
Schneider.
a wall of arrows pointing two different ways, he leans against the wall, falls into this room with all these different doors. And at this point, he's a little freaked out because things are weirding him out. He's a kid. Of course, he's going to get scared, So he goes to door number 4, opens it, and it's the way out. And he's about to leave, and he goes, "No, if I leave, I'm going to prove that I was scared." So he sees door number 6, and he goes, "I'm going to open it and see." Opens it, and out comes forward on this like dolly is this huge dummy of the clown Zebo, this caricature of Zebo. The same image that is on the outside of the spook house, this big clown head. So he hesitates for a bit and then takes Zebo's nose with a comical clown nose honk, which never comes back throughout the episode. That nose only honks once, and I'm like, you did it for effect. You should have had it happen every time he touched the nose.
Yeah, where was the script supervisor on this shit?
I mean, so he leaves and shows him. He goes, "Well, now Ouija, because I did this, you have to do what I said." Which the bet was, if he got the nose, Ouija would have to go to school for a full week wearing a clown nose. So Red Nose Day was Red Nose Week in Canada.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't look very different because it's Canada. They're all drunk anyway.
Yeah. So we also find out there's a little bit of a backstory about how this place was haunted, which I think happened before, but it's
Yeah.
I didn't, not to let the cat out of the bag, but this episode,
Yeah.
I was expecting more scary clown, and I didn't get as much as I thought there was going to be. Oh, we find
Kind of
out
like
that,
like last week when I was expecting more Phantom Cab than we got.
yeah, I could see that with the name of the Canton Fab. I mean, at
Yeah.
least this one, Laughing in the Dark, was the name of the attraction, so we got quite a bit of that with him going through, and then at the end. Anyway, they find out that Zebo was actually a real clown, and he was stealing money from the circus, about $4,000 of everyone's pay. And then because he smoked cigars, he ran off to try and avoid the cops and burned alive inside of the original Laughing in the Dark house. So now on that very site, they built a new one later on. And they say he still
You
haunts
built the houses, but you moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
it. And then it gets sucked into a wormhole.
Yes.
Live with the Simpsons. Oh.
See, we could be talking about that right now.
Hey, but there's a reference. You made a reference from Poltergeist.
Yes.
We tie it in. See?
Yep.
So hopefully what happens, Josh and Ouija have a little back and forth, like kids do. Josh goes home. His parents are nowhere to be found. He's like a latchkey kid. He's got to make his own dinner. So he's trying to heat up his dinner. He drops a bowl of pudding on the floor because he gets spooked. Of course,
And he never cleans it up.
Because he wants ants.
He never cleans it up. He
You
goes
want
to
ants
grab,
because that's how you get ants.
because he's hearing noises, he grabs a bat,
Who is he, Sting?
trying to defend himself. His buddy Ouija calls him to apologize. Like, hey, I was a bit of a baby earlier. You did what you said. You're obviously not afraid. So I'll do it. And Josh goes, well, I'll let you wear the nose for a day. How about that?
Now while
He's
you're
like, all right,
finishing this
cool.
and he's back, I have to go. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. They get off the phone and Josh is like, okay. Well, the phone rings back as he's walking away. And he picks it up and he goes, hey, I told you one day. And we hear Zebo on the phone telling him, give it back. Give it back. He's like, hangs up the phone, goes back into the kitchen because he remembers, oh, yeah, I was warming my dinner in the microwave. Pulls it out to find it's nothing but a big bowl of smoldering cigars.
Where did the spaghetti go? Did Zebo eat it?
No, see, Zebo can turn spaghetti into cigars. He's like,
that's just one trick. He doesn't have another one.
He's like a hobo Jesus, except instead of turning water into wine, he turns spaghetti into cigars.
I mean, as you do.
I mean, that's one of the many powers that hobos have. But
What are one of these days we're going to talk about some of the other powers that hobos have.
Like turning change into drunken rage. Anyway.
They turn change into MD 2020.
Yeah, but who hasn't?
Anybody over the age of 17.
That's true. That's true. That is true. So as Josh gets freaked out, heads to run upstairs, we see a footprint in the pudding and the letter Z.
What do you think that stands for?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Makes sense.
Zoltan, the Hound of Hell.
Zoltan.
Zardoz, the movie with Sean Connery and weird kinky outfit. No, it's obviously Zebo is showing that his presence is there.
Z-Pack.
So, Josh hightails it up to his room, forgetting to lock the door right away, mind you. Which I was like, you should have locked that door first. Calls his friend Ouija. He's like, hey, are you screwing with me? Ouija's like, no. It's like, okay. This kid's like, oh, you sound scared. He's like, no, I'm not scared. I gotta go. Looks back and sees his door isn't locked. When he realizes it's not Ouija messing with him, he goes, so he goes over and just slides the little bolt lock. And you just see smoke coming under the door. And once again, Zebo, give it back. Give it back. Ultimately, Josh. Oh, there's Xena, Warrior Princess. Oh my God. Her head is like 3 times the size of yours.
Yeah, but
Jesus,
she's just my
she is
little
huge.
baby.
Yeah.
She's only a few
No.
8-month-old puppy. She likes hugs.
So ultimately, Josh is like, okay, I'll give your nose back. Cut to Josh going after hours to this carnival, going into Laughing in the Dark, making his way back into the room of doors with a brown paper bag, which is not really what he needs just for the nose, mind you. So he offers not only the clown nose back, but takes out a box of fucking cigars.
Because that's
Hey,
how young
cigars, here
kids
you
are.
go.
Yeah.
Makes a peace offering, and door number 4 that he used before magically opens because he tried to get out of there first and it would not open. Magically opens, there's applause and laughter, and he makes his way out after appeasing the spirit of Zebo. He runs out and he passes by the carnival barker, who gives the line. JB, why don't you give that famous line he said at the end there?
Mainly because Jeff can't remember it.
That's true.
But it's the most fun you'll have in the park when you're laughing in the dark. I mean, and nobody can say it as good as the late great Aaron Tager, who
he was really good. I liked it because there was a playfulness about him, but it was a sinister playfulness. So I do like that.
Which he holds and does onto a lot of the other things that he's done too. And I mean, man, that guy's just he was such a better actor than anybody ever gave him credit for. It's really sad that he died in 2019, and I'll never get the chance to have him on here.
Yeah,
but he seemed legitimately like he was a decent person and a very good actor, and it seems like nowadays you find somebody you think they're a decent person and a good actor, they're also a rapist. So
leave Ed Gale alone.
Was he ever a decent actor though?
No, you're right.
No.
Yeah,
he did okay with Howard the Duck.
He just had to walk around in a suit. He didn't do anything else.
No, he didn't.
I mean, it's not like he was in an electric wheelchair going act.
You're not wrong.
So that is where the episode ends, or that is where the story ends, and we transition back to the Midnight Society.
And Blondie is claiming she's
God.
okay.
Blondie,
and she's
you gotta learn some fucking names.
There's so many of them.
There's 5.
I don't. That's 5 more people that
Kristen.
If I remember that, I'll push 5. I'm like Kelly Bundy. I'll push 5 things out, and I'll forget in the bonus round who scored 4 touchdowns in a single game at Polk High.
You will never forget what Al Bundy has done.
That's true.
Hey, Al Crazy Legs Bundy.
Sorry, my apologies. Anyway, so she says she's okay, but then douche nozzle pops out of his hoodie wearing a clown mask, and everybody, and then they all run off and they scamper off playfully, and then Weatherman dumps water on the thing, and it goes to the end credits. Yes, sure, whatever their name is.
Gary. I believe this would be in season order, technically the first episode where they put the water on the fire before they left, or as they were leaving.
Well, yeah, because if you go in the last episode, they all kind of like decided to have that orgy around the fire and summon some kind of demon.
As you do.
Yeah.
They were trying to make sure they didn't get lost in the deadlights.
Sure.
Makes sense. I mean, none of us want to.
And there was blood. Blood.
I think for our next thing, when we go and pick
like the proverbial
what we try to get people to vote for, I think I'm gonna put Dark Place on there again.
Just put all 3 of them are Dark Place.
I have been racking my brain to come up for the next poll because I know it's a ways off. And I have been thinking of the most, I won't say what they are, but I've been thinking of the most random, obscure shit, or just things that I know both of you would be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I'll be 46 when the new poll goes up. And I'm 44 now.
Yeah, I'm going to be around the same. I'm going to be the same. I'm 44 as well. So, yeah.
Oh,
JB's like, I'm gonna be 37.
No, but you don't understand something. You don't understand something. My birthday's May 1st. We're just starting this now. So
Mhm.
technically, yeah, I will, just as it ends, I will be like, oh, good, I get to turn 46 and never
Yeah, I'll be turning
have more-
46 in November when we're done. So
Oh,
I
good
don't
God,
we'll
yeah.
be past, but
So I'm an old man.
you are.
Shut the fuck up, young man.
we're not that far off in age, really. So
No.
Well, I'm older than you and
only
Sally.
months.
By
mean-
months.
Months is better than years.
True.
It is. It is.
Like this motherfucker over here.
No.
He's just a baby, like his dog.
She is. You Ron missed the Xena
Cameo.
appearance.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, well, maybe she'll come over here again. Come here, Xena.
Yeah, David did
You
make a
lazy
good point
fat
here. Yeah,
bitch.
I did fail to mention that there is the smell of cigars around that lets him know Zebo is on his ass. So thank you, David, for pointing that out. I did neglect that.
Z-Pack, are we gonna, is the WWE gonna make us shit ourselves on SmackDown?
She's not getting up at all. She's just laying down.
She's like, no, I exerted all my energy, Father. I cannot do more.
She's staring at me too, like just some bitch.
She's like, if you don't have treats or anything, I'm not.
I'm
not
trying to
in."
look see if I do have treats. I mean,
Let
there's
me
a
read one of
good
your Tales from the
possibility.
Crypt figures.
No.
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 You know what would suck? He comes home one day and there she is just chewing on the Crypt Keeper mask.
Oh, I have
Oh
a
my-
feeling that door is locked, so she can't get in there when he's gone.
It is when I'm
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, when you leave, that door is locked. I
mean,
knew it.
there's too much going on in here for it not
Yeah.
to be. I mean, it is what it is. I know I have some treats somewhere. Damn it! I just don't know where they are.
Not the kind of treats that make you go to sleep. The
No.
dog treats.
I know. I
Don't
just
don't show us a jar of peanut butter because then this is gonna get awkward.
I'll leave.
no.
I mean, it is.
Tales from the podcast After Dark.
Yeah, but at least use that goober stuff where it's peanut butter and jelly combined.
Oh, that's war.
That stuff's actually super fucking good.
I mean, it's good. Look. I'm not saying
I
I
like a
haven't just.
strawberry one myself.
I'm not saying I haven't just taken a jar and eaten it straight out of there.
the whole
Okay.
jar. You just ate
But-
the whole jar.
With some crackers?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god. It's
No,
like-
just grab a spoon and watch a movie and just
Who
that's
gives
it.
a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Diabetes for everyone.
I mean that fuck Goober's peanut butter and jelly is kind of like the male equivalent of eating cookie dough while watching Desperate Housewives.
Maybe. I mean, what are we watching?
Something violent or something
Silk
that has tits.
stockings.
Oh, there you go.
You say all that, but you know deep down that we're all probably watching something that we probably don't want to admit. We're either watching like Married with Children, Doctor Who,
Admit it.
like, but you know what I mean though. That's
the
what we're
Green
really
Ranger
watching.
saga on the OG Power Ranger series.
Oh my god!
I want the Pink Ranger saga. Or
I
Taco.
wonder why they haven't made a new one. I bet it'd be
Property
a lot
hunters, yes, Josh. Property hunters.
better.
No, Property Brothers. Because I like watching twins talk about home renovation. Bullshit.
because you just want to get Eiffel Towered by them?
No.
Are you
No.
sure?
I'm positive.
Really? You should see a doctor about that if you are.
I'm not just serious, Kyle. I'm HIV positive.
I found her toy. I'm trying to get her to come over here to make another appearance. Her toy, like, what do you think her toy is?
Well, I know it's not a dildo like we were talking about earlier, because if she's chewing on the American Challenge. Nice. Is that the Kong rope or whatever?
No, it's just a really big
Just a
rope.
knotted rope.
Yeah.
I want to see Kong versus Godzilla or Kong and Godzilla. What's the new one called? I want to see it.
Kong X Godzilla Dawn of Justice, I think.
I don't know. All I know
Dawn of
is
Justice.
as long as Zack
v.
Snyder's not directing it,
Gamora.
I'll be okay.
Oh, speaking of Snyder, did you hear what he was saying about Rebel Moon compared to Barbie?
What?
He was saying that that
Holy fuck!
more people had probably seen Rebel Moon than went and saw Barbie.
Ha!
On the Joe Rogan podcast, no less. So
Okay, well, the fact that he showed up on
Yeah.
Joe Rogan is immediate.
I'm like, so
Disqualification.
it's two egocentric frat bros just stroking each other.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, there's no way Rebel Moon saw, because I'm sure Netflix's metrics aren't accurate.
Uh-huh.
So most likely what it shows is people who have let something autoplay for 30 seconds and then go, oh, I don't want to watch this garbage, and then go to something else. They're like, ah, you watched it.
And that's the thing is, I really think that Netflix is trying to set up this live streaming thing with the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight to see if it works for Netflix for when
The thing is,
Raw.
they've
Have
already
they
done some
announced
live
that-
stuff. They did Chris Rock comedy special that apparently went fine.
right.
Now, have
For
they
most
announced
people.
anything about this fight yet? Is it
As
an
far as
actual
I
fight,
know,
or is it an expedition? Again?
It's an exhibition, but the
Fuck
thing
that.
is, Jake Paul needs to just hit him wrong once, and something's gonna snap in his head, and he's gonna murder him.
God,
And
I
it's
hope
gonna
he
be,
fucking bites
and,
his
it's
ear
what's
off.
funny about that is we're gonna have, Logan Paul went to the suicide forest. Well, his brother's committing suicide by getting in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Who the fuck would want to get in the ring with Mike
I mean,
Tyson?
here's the
And,
thing.
and even though he's 58, I don't give a shit. He could. Y'all motherfuckers forget that Mike Tyson still knocks bitches out.
The thing is,
Yeah.
there's been videos all over the internet, even as he's gotten older, of him still showing he can go, still training, still going fast. I'm like, he's not the guy you want to piss off.
Nope.
I mean, has he worked to give himself a better image? Yes. But I saw an interview where somebody kept coming at him about the sexual assault and all that from early in his career. And that switch was on, and he was like, you need to stop talking about it. And I was like, if they weren't live on camera, he would have beat the shit out of that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Jake Paul, I don't care how good you are, how fast you are, whatever.
Jake Paul
At
fights a bunch of
58
people past their prime.
At 58 years old, Mike Tyson is still a threat to most people who want to get in the ring. That's why nobody else has called him out. All of a sudden, Jake
Oh.
Paul's like, I can beat Mike Tyson. It's like,
No,
it
you
didn't work.
can't.
Did you
Hey,
see what he did to the Ip Man?
It's like, look,
Yes.
man.
Thank you, Colin. Yes, Colin's right.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff where he's punching and they're measuring stuff, and I'm like, he's still.
I
Even
want, you know
if-
what I want to happen? I want Mike Tyson to beat him within an inch of his life, and he's laying there in Logan's arms, and then Mike Tyson says, "If he dies," wait, I'm sorry, if he dies, he dies.
I really, really hope last minute that somebody's like, all right, guys, we have an extra $5 million. Let's make this a real boxing match.
Good night, fucking Jake Paul.
Oh, you know what I want to see? And I remember how pissed I was because we bought the pay-per-view. Do you remember Tyson's comeback versus Peter McNeely?
No, I don't remember that one.
Ron, do you remember hearing about that?
Which one was it?
Tyson
Peter
versus
McNeely.
McNeely.
Oh, you mean the thing that
that-
you pay $120 for and you get like 30 seconds of?
How quick that was over.
Mhm.
That's how quick I want this to end for Jake Paul. For him to realize reality is a motherfucker, and he just hit it going 90 miles an hour.
Well, that's the thing is you watch Tyson when he was younger
Mhm.
against Michael Spinks.
That
Remember
was
that
a
match?
that was less than a 10-second fight.
That Peter McNeely fight, if you showed up late, you missed it. Even if you
Yeah.
showed up 5 minutes late, you missed it.
We had it because we were like,
Lasted
okay,
less
this
than
is
10 seconds.
it's Tyson's comeback. There was all this hype around it,
Go ahead and
and
find the clip, JB. I know you're looking for it.
oh
Oh.
my god, I was like, as a kid, I was just like, what the hell? My parents were pissed. I was pissed because I was like, I wanted to see Tyson just beat the shit out of this guy for so many rounds
Yep. Nope.
because they made McNeely sound like he was actually a contender.
No.
No, looking back, no, there was no chance. He got a payday. He got a
It's-
payday to go in against Tyson and get his ass beat.
It's like the Megadeth song. It's like looking back, it's still a bit fuzzy. Yeah.
It's just
no.
one of those things. Like I'm not a fan of either of the Paul brothers. I've never.
I hate them both.
been a
Like,
fan.
and the thing about Logan is I don't hate him. I don't have like WWE like mark heat for him. I have go away heat, which is the bad kind of heat.
I will not deny he has a talent for doing the wrestling thing. He is athletically talented. My issue is both of those brothers are so cocky and arrogant and privileged they need to be knocked down a rung or two. Like this whole Prime deal, getting the center logo in the apron in WWE,
Mhm.
it's fucking inflating his ego even more as he thinks, well, look at me. I'm the hydration drink of UFC and WWE. It's like, you're also an arrogant fucking prick.
And I love what Randy did on SmackDown. You didn't see it, but they were in the middle of the ring with K. He was there with KS1 or KSI or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know nothing about no British people, and unless they're doctor or something. And he goes to hit the RKO on Logan. Logan ducks out. He hits it on KSI. And then he takes the Prime. He drinks. He's like, you know what? That's pretty good. Here. And then he dumps it in KSI's crotch. Like, just to add, Randy has been on a mad run, and it's been amazing.
When Randy likes working with somebody, he's really good.
Yeah.
When Randy doesn't like you, he will not put in any effort. He won't sell for you. He won't take bumps. He's like, just fuck you.
Did you see what he did with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, where they kept watching Logan Paul knocking him out with the brass knuckles at Elimination Chamber, and he was right behind him the whole time, and he comes up and he's just like he cuts a promo on. It's just so fucking funny, and it's just like Randy's having a blast because he knows this is it for him. When he's done, and he's gonna go off into the sunset. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, you know, and yeah.
Yeah, both those guys, like, people will be like, well, you can't deny that Logan Paul's I'm like, I've never said he's not talented. He's not athletically gifted. He has a knack for doing this.
He also has a knack for being an asshole.
As a person, I think he's garbage. I think he's screwed over quite a few people to get where he's at. That's documented. I watch stuff on it.
And Jake is just as bad because Jake will only fight people who are past their prime in exhibitions. You know, I mean, let's be honest.
Mike Tyson is still fucking ripped, dude. Fuck that. He might be fucking full blown fucking retarded and think he's gonna get in a ring with that guy, dude.
Oh my God.
This is like Batman coming back for Dark Knight Returns.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, Jake Paul's not Bane, but
no, I'm not talking about Dark Knight Rises. I'm talking about the Frank
Miller.
Returns.
Yeah. Sorry.
Where he's like in his 50s and he comes back and he just starts whooping people's ass. You know,
comes back and it's like,
y'all motherfuckers forgot who I am.
He's basically coming back and he's Roger Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit, but I'm gonna beat your asses anyway. I may be old, I may be a little slower, but I can still fuck you up.
Well, Tyson's not slower.
No, he's not.
No.
No,
he's still working out like he worked out back in the day. He's kicking everybody's ass.
It's crazy.
So
I don't know why anyone would logically think to get in the ring with
even for an exhibition.
I mean, so they ended up. Oh man! Oh, they've never actually measured his hits. So
well, like Drago and Rocky IV.
Yeah. But I mean, wow, they're saying that what they think it is roughly around 1,178 foot-pounds. Just think about that for a second.
That's bigger. That's worse than Drago.
I mean.
And Colin's right about that. If Tyson decides he wants it to be a real fight, there's nothing Jake's going to do about it.
Well, that's the thing. Jake needs to just keep his fucking mouth
Is
shut.
there anything anybody can do about it? If Mike Tyson's just like, yo, this is real now.
The thing is, Jake's going to run his mouth, say something he shouldn't about something he shouldn't open his mouth about.
Exhibition or not.
And Tyson's going to go, okay, you have opened a door that I keep shut because I don't want to be that person, but you're bringing that person back.
Yep. Don't you remember in The Hangover? I own a tiger.
All right, so just to give everybody a rough idea here, Mike Tyson has been in, for what it looks like, 56 fights. Out of the 56 fights, he has had 6 losses. Of the 50 fights, 44 were knockouts.
And wasn't one of them? Didn't he lose by stoppage because he bit Evander's ear?
I mean, he had it coming, but
I'm gonna eat your children. Yes, it's actually going to be an they're going rare gem hunting. Yes.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a.
We're gonna find some diamonds, some really rare diamonds. Hey Jake, I got these emeralds over here. They're pretty rare. We never seen them before.
Tyson's first 19 fights were all knockouts.
I believe it.
12
Yeah,
of
not
them in the
surprising.
first round.
It's not surprising.
Just think about that.
I've
for a
seen clips of
second,
some of
like,
those old fights,
holy-
and old young Tyson at that time was a scary motherfucker. He could
Oh,
walk down the street in the
I'd
middle of a
argue
gang
he's still
infested
a scary
neighborhood.
motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. Then he gave less fucks than he does now. I guarantee you, Tyson at that young age, with all those fights under his belt, knocking people out, he could have walked through any gang infested area throughout the U.S. and nobody would have done anything. Because they would have been like, "I got a gun on you." He'd be like, "If you think you can pull the trigger before I knock your fucking ass out, let's see what happens." They wouldn't try shit.
Yeah, I'm looking right now to see the
Scary
list of people who have beat him. So we got James Douglas,
Buster.
Evander Holyfield, which I'm gonna argue
That was just because cannibalism came into play.
Yeah.
Evander Holyfield too.
I'm gonna fuck you till you love me.
Lennox Lewis, Danny Williams.
Let's look at something here. Jake Paul took on Tyson Fury's little brother, who's an actual boxer who hasn't even hit his prime yet, and he lost. He's getting in the ring with Mike fucking Tyson.
And he thinks
Oh
because,
my
it's an exhibition, it won't mean anything. It's like,
Don't mean nothing.
you say the wrong thing. Tyson will
Uh-huh.
not say this is an exhibition. He's like,
Mm-mm.
this is going to be a crime scene.
If Jake
No.
had any bit of intelligence in that fucking ridiculous hipster mullet that him and his brother share, if he had any fucking ounce of intelligence, he would keep his fucking mouth shut.
Mhm.
Do you think
But he's not going to
that-
be able to.
Do you think that there's like an actual because I mean, let's be honest, we got sports betting all over right now. Do you think one of the options is that Tyson's going to just say, "Fuck it, this is a real fight now"?
Okay,
I wouldn't
hold
be
on, hold on.
surprised.
There's one person I can ask, Colin. What is the line on the Tyson Paul fight right now?
You are right there.
Mhm.
But
I
he's got
mean-
that edge back now. You know what I mean? Look at the motherfucker. And if anybody's gonna know the line on the Tyson Paul fight, it's Colin.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
I just want to say, if Jake Paul wants like the fast track to getting CTE in one shot, then run your
Uh-huh.
mouth. Run your
so
mouth.
right now online,
Run your mouth, and you're gonna end up like Junior Seau.
right now online, they're saying that Paul has an implied probability to win at 81.8%.
Hmm?
That's
Say
what
that
this-
again?
that right now they're saying that Paul's having an implied probability to win at 81.8%.
Is that Vegas saying that?
That's multiple different sports betting places.
Are they tying Tyson's hands behind his back?
He has to box with his feet.
I mean, there's no logical way they could say, well, Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson.
I mean,
Look,
there's no
back in
way.
the day, the Fresh Prince called out Mike Tyson. He's like, I think I can beat Mike Tyson. He did
and what
not.
happened?
He
Fresh
got
Prince?
his ass whooped.
The fix is in. That's the only way Paul wins.
Yeah. If Paul walks away from this with a win in this exhibition fight, then you know damn well it was fixed.
If Paul walks away with a win over Tyson, I'm never watching boxing again. Ever.
I haven't watched boxing again.
The sweet
so long.
science is dead.
I mean, I still prefer boxing over most sports in general, but
I'll go back to I'll stick with professional wrestling because the ending may be predetermined, but when you get hit in the back with a chair, you're getting hit in the back with a chair. When
Yeah.
you fly off of a fucking Hell in a Cell, you're flying off of a Hell in a Cell.
I just
Mhm.
I just really, really hope that Tyson just says fuck it.
Yeah.
Who's Jake Paul gonna even fight after this? I mean, I hope it's George Foreman and they let him use a George Foreman grill.
No. No.
I hope he fights
don't
Frida
know.
Foreman.
No. The next, if Jake Paul gets through this, his next fight will probably be against Ric Flair for Ric Flair's real final match.
'Cause
Brought
he'll
to you
kill
by
him.
Woo Energy.
Woo Energy and Prime.
Oh my god, I don't know. I mean, I'm not
I
excited
just-
to see where it's gonna go after this. I mean,
I'm gonna watch it because it's free on Netflix. you know. But if Jake Paul wins this, I swear to God, boxing is dead.
There's there's I mean, let's just be honest. There's realistically no way in hell that he has a chance of winning it. There's no way. If it's a real fight, no way.
Look up his look up that remember that name, and then look up his the record his punch, because apparently he's got the hardest punch in his recorded punch in history.
Well, Tyson's is an estimated one.
Yeah,
Francis.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
Nagano.
fucking last name right there.
Nagano. Yeah, I will say this. I stopped watching boxing when a lot of it became two heavyweight guys not throwing punches but just leaning on each other for like the first 5 rounds.
I the only boxing I really watch anymore is Rocky movies,
Same.
and that's
Same.
more real than actual boxing
And
nowadays.
I haven't watched the UFC since when they used to take like the small martial arts guy and put him against the big 280-pound boxer.
I haven't watched
You know,
UFC
the
since
early days where
debacle.
UFC was like, yeah, it's ultimate fighting. We're putting 2 different styles of fighting together. Now everyone knows every style and it's evenly matched. I'm like, no, I want to see the little skinny martial arts guy who's been training since he was 2
beat the shit out of the boxer.
beat the shit out of the boxer,
Yeah.
because that's fun. Because that boxer goes in arrogant and cocky, like, I know the sweet science. I got this force behind my punch. And that guy goes, yeah, I know 8 different martial arts. I've been doing it since I was 2. I don't have to break a sweat to beat you. I'm here just because it's fun to knock out the big guy who is 3 feet taller than me.
So
That's what I miss.
I believe what they are using right now is the machine. And it just goes by what it doesn't say what units they are, but
I think it's PSI,
no, it
pounds per
doesn't.
square inch.
Doesn't say that.
Sure, it's not KSI.
No, it's the Punch Power P3 device. So I don't know.
Bless you.
It's looking like it's roughly
Gracias, senor.
1,200, or sorry, 129,161 units.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
But
But-
there's Jake Paul isn't good enough to knock out Mike Tyson. I'm just gonna say it. And I know there's a lot of people who are saying it's fixed and this and that, but if it's an actual fucking fight, Tyson is leveling that piece of shit with his
You're
I
right.
wanna with his I wanna be the Crow in the remake tattoos.
I'm gonna beat his ass. I'll make sure he gets his ass whipped.
So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring it back, guys. We watched The Tale of Laughing in the
Laughing
Dark,
in the dark.
and I'm curious on what everybody was gonna rate this one before we go. I'm gonna go ahead and I will lead us off. So, on IMDb, this actually got an 8.4, and I'm probably gonna go a little bit further and say that as far as this show goes, I'm giving it a 9. I think this is a great episode. I think it's an iconic episode, and I loved it. I loved it.
I was not that high on this episode.
Is it because of Wheezy?
That didn't help.
Nah, I mean, the name's weird, but I mean, it's a nickname, whatever. Now, the iconic imagery of Zebo, I have seen before. I've seen that clown before. I had no idea what it was, but I know I've seen that clown. So that I was like, okay, score 1. I knew what it was without having seen Are You Afraid of the Dark at all growing up.
Right.
That said, I wanted more Zebo as opposed to the quick flash we got.
You might
In
get
the
them
very
later
beginning.
on. You don't.
I wanted it in
I
this
tricked
episode,
you.
though.
Right, but this is
I
a
wanted
Zebo,
it in
this
this
is a
episode.
Zebo-centric episode.
Right.
That was joking. You don't
I
get any
wanted
more of
even
it.
glimpses of Zebo, like peeking around the corner. Whatever. We just got cigar smoke. I'm like, okay, well. So that for me, it's about a 5. It's less than last week's. It's like a 5.
Jeez. Okay.
I wish there was more to it than there was. There was more Zebo.
That's fair. That's fair.
It was still pretty fun, but I can't rate it as high just because I wanted more evil clown, despite my issues with clowns. If I'm watching something that is supposed to be a clown story, I want more of those clowns. So
All right. What about you, Ron?
You mean kind of like I wanted more Phantom Cab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes back. Maybe there's a return of the Phantom Cab.
I doubt it. Iconography aside, I also give it a 5 because it is, while it's iconic and you remember things and this, that, and the other. One, they didn't clean up the goddamn pudding.
No.
That really bugs me. Like, I really take personal offense to not cleaning up when you spill something. And two, it kind of dragged on for a 22-minute episode. It kind of dragged on, and then that cameo by Ryan Reynolds didn't make any sense. No, I give it about a 5, which is still higher than any of the Leprechaun movies.
But at least the
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds cameo makes sense. He is Canadian as well.
That's right, and he is trying to
Yes.
save you money on your cell phone bill, which is weird because they didn't have cell phones in '92.
Are you
Well,
sure?
they did. It's just you had to lug them around with a big old battery pack.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
1989.
you had to be Zach Morris, and we all know Zach Morris is trash.
Look at Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon '89 when he's making the phone
You're
call
right.
on the cell
That
phone.
was a
over the
car
freeway
phone. That wasn't a
overpass.
cell phone.
It was a cell phone because it was portable. He had the battery on the outside of the car.
Look. I'm getting too
Still
old
a
for this
cellular
shit.
phone.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
No, they
Look,
definitely
We
had
need to
them.
keep rolling.
What?
No. So I'm not gonna let this go on again. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Remember, you can check out Ron's new book over here.
He's a
Hey.
sentient grilled cheese sandwich looking for love, and things go bad.
So
There
would
you
you say he
go.
was looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yeah, he went on a dating app.
Yeah.
Hookers
Whatever.
were a better idea for
Greater? Was he
Oh
on
my
Greater?
No, but if you read the
I
book, I'm
mean-
giving away a tiny little thing. He couldn't afford hookers because his bank account was negative because he had been to Only Bread.
Don't give away anymore. Don't
And
give away
yeah,
anymore. Don't give it away
I
anymore.
mean, you have to admit though, a dating app for a sentient cheese sandwich for Greater. I mean,
Well, that would be, but Grater sounds more like Grinder, so that'd be like if he decides to start
Oh my
experimenting.
fucking God. What about you, Jeff? What do you got going on this week over at Skewered Universe?
well, we are getting ready to do some episodes that Leanne is being the one to set up.
Ooh.
She's going to pick what we talk about, so I have no clue what's going to happen. She's going to get back to me. We'll start recording those because March is the month of her birthday, so she gets to program all of our shows going forward.
She's going
for
to
this
get back
month.
to you, like the woman that you share a bed with is going to have to get back to you.
She
Like,
has
let me shoot you an email.
she has a list of everything we have to discuss it. So she's
I
been
hope
compiling
Labyrinth's
stuff.
on your
and
list.
We've already seen Labyrinth, though. That's
I've
the
never
thing.
seen Labyrinth.
You haven't seen David Bowie's Codpiece?
Nope.
No, but
I
we did
watched-
expose him. We did expose him to Dance Magic Dance.
I the thing about that is that I saw enough of
Have you heard about the Babe?
The Babe with the Power.
David
What power?
Bowie and Mick
The Power
Jagger
of
in
Voodoo?
Dancing in the Streets.
Voodoo?
Yes, I seen. Have you've seen the one with no music? Is what you're talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that.
That was uncomfortable.
Oh, I laughed my ass off the entire time. It's
I did, but it was
fantastic.
still uncomfortable.
Oh,
A little bit. And
I may have. Oh wait, that's not the deep voice.
Ah, you're back to Michael. And would you know what really funny
What a
is I
person
was
yourself to that video.
I was playing Wolfenstein and I got an alert from JB to play Fortnite.
His daughter
You
was on
didn't?
again.
Yeah, I did. Well, it said Justin Bustle, and what's even funnier is I logged into my PlayStation because when we leave here, I'm gonna go stream because it's Guardian Games and Destiny. Apparently, Justin is currently playing Minecraft.
Well, I mean that's
I'm not paying for multiple accounts online. You're basically just telling the world how much of a cheap ass I am.
We all
Dude,
knew that, though.
No, none of us would do that shit.
No,
I wouldn't pay for multiple accounts.
No, fuck that. My kids just play mine. What sucks is the fact that that game, specifically Fortnite, is an Epic game. So all of my kids' like friend requests, all that shit goes to my PC's Epic account too for all the games there, which I do play those. So
And I will be going back in time. Triple Jump recently did a list of all the Wolfenstein games from worst to best. Number 2 was New Colossus, which was the newest one with BJ. But their number 1 game was Wolfenstein 3D. And I found out it's on Steam for $5. And I'm pretty sure I can run Wolfenstein 3D on this computer. So look for that very soon to show up on the Twitch stream.
Oh, Wolfenstein 3D, that's an older.
Way older.
Right?
That's like, yeah.
I was going to say, the requirements for that shouldn't be that bad.
Well, and plus you got to remember Wolfenstein.
You just need to have MS-DOS.
Yeah. Wolfenstein 3D and all that stuff, that was pre-Doom, and people don't give Wolfenstein the credit it deserves as like the first-person shooter.
And see,
I still
knew
think
about
Heractic
Wolfenstein
was a
first.
better game.
What?
I still think Heractic was a better game.
Whatever that is.
I knew about Wolfenstein way back because a friend of mine had a Commodore growing up and would play it on that. So then when everybody was talking about Doom later on, I'm like, well, this just looks like Wolfenstein. So,
and everybody talks about Doom 2016. Wolfenstein: The New Order came out like 2 years before that, and nobody talked about it, and it was a far superior game.
See, I heard lots of people talking about that, and I was like, oh, that might actually get me to play it. Since I'd never played any of the others, I haven't yet, but... Oh, Colin, what?
He did put LOL. Leave him alone.
I know. I'm just... I realized afterward, and I'm like, okay. I actually have a working Atari and a copy of E.T. that still works.
That might be worse.
I have never actually played the game. I put it in long enough to see that it works. I went, okay, put it aside.
Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Atari game.
Wish I had one of those.
There was
Heretic.
You mean Heretic?
Yeah, whatever. It's Doom basically with the skin pack for a magic wand.
I will say I've started playing some of the Doom stuff because I got it for my Switch. There was like a few different, like Doom 64 and stuff, and they're actually really fun. I missed out on a whole generation of Doom games.
You did. Remember, guys, also to go over to talesfromthepodcast.com and check out this sweet little comic book. Yeah, right there. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get the fuck out of here, guys. So, remember, check out everything we got going on at Tales from the Podcast. Follow us, like us, share it, like the videos, donate to the PayPal. Ron really needs some extra money for a new dildo.
I do.
He does.
Sean Smithson took all mine.
He did. He did.
He can make you one out of wood.
That would hurt. That would hurt.
Look, I'm sure he would finish it properly, sand it, smooth it, give it a nice varnish, and then he could even laser engrave on it for you.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be bendable because
all right. Yep.
No,
and
you need
what,
that
guys?
Hardwood.
I'm pretty sure Ron is going to be streaming right after this too. So
I am. Twitch.tv/I'm Uncle Ron. It's Guardian Games.
I'll be doing another kind of streaming, but that's just because I got to pee.
Okay.
So thanks everyone for watching.
Brown Rain.
We're getting the fuck out of here. I'm ending this shit. All right. And with that being said, the crypt is closed.
Thanks for listening, kiddies. You're all a scream.